With the release of Ballads 1, Joji has shocked a lot of his Filthy Frank followers that there is life after YouTube. With a quick Google search into Joji's background, fans that were unaware of his past will be shocked to find out about his former YouTube career. Now, a large portion of YouTubers somehow find their way into music in some capacity, without any real right to do so. However, Ballads 1 has truly proved that Joji has the right to move into music and to stay there. By 27 years old, he already has 3 major YouTube channels under his belt. He speaks 2 languages, English and Japanese, he can breakdance, he can beatbox, he's a talented comedy writer, and he masterminded one of the biggest internet crazes of the century, all while going through college. Now, he's embarking on his first European tour as a rising musician. That's very, very impressive stats for a 27-year-old. This video is aiming to look at whether Joji was always a genius in hiding and hid it from his fans, and how his sound has developed over the last 10 years.
I was growing up with 2 friends that we always made music together. And we were making songs before we knew we were making songs.
Joji always had a passion for music composition ever since he was younger, and he actually created his YouTube channel as a means of promoting his music. In an interview with Pigeons and Planes, he said he started the YouTube channel to just bump his music up, but then Filthy Frank and the Pink Guy stuff ended up getting a lot bigger than he thought, so he just had to roll with it. Joji was born as George Miller in 1992 in Japan. However, it wasn't until 2008 that we first saw a young Joji on YouTube. His first channel was Dizasta Music. This was a channel where he created comedy sketch based around his main characters, Filthy Frank and the Pink Guy. Here we see a teenage Joji for the first time on YouTube in a video entitled Tempura Boys Season 1 teaser. Not long after, we get our first ever glimpse of a young version of Filthy Frank. However, the voice hadn't quite been polished yet.
Get some of the toilet paper.
Then, Pink Guy's first appearance came in the form of him singing a wonderful rendition of Adele. Joji's first crack at music on the channel came in the form of a gangster rap entitled Who's the Sucker? There would be plenty more comedy-based rap songs uploaded onto the channel over the next year. However, it wasn't until the upload of the original Harlem Shake video on the 2nd of February 2013 that Joji's YouTube career really lifted off. With over 60 million views, the Pink Guy became an image etched into people's minds and would be a character that would long continue on Joji's channels. Sadly, not long after though, Dizasta Music would find itself in trouble.
You see, this channel's been around for so long and it's under no kind of protection. So over the years, naturally a channel like this has taken many hits. A lot of community strikes, mostly about the content, a lot of copyright. Now I could keep uploading here for you, but that just increases the chance of losing the whole channel forever. TVFilthyFrank has become the main channel, and since 90% of you have already subscribed to it, you already know that I'm uploading the official videos there now. So for those who don't know, I've been uploading there for months now, and boy, let me just tell you, it's gotten a lot filthier.
Boss, I have a captain. Hello? Hey, boss?
Baba Booey.
Welcome to the rise.
Hey guys, I'm back. I have not been well the last couple months. Long story short, I was born with this, but I was recently diagnosed with a brain condition that ironically gives me seizures. What happens here is a lot of the seizures are actually induced by stress, which unfortunately comes from running this show.
As of the 11th of February 2013, TVFilthyFrank became Joji's main channel, and his first upload explained exactly what we could come to expect from the type of content he would be uploading.
Welcome to Papa Frank's second channel. This is kind of a channel where I upload what I want. Like bloopers and videos that don't really make the cut, and some behind the scenes stuff and that everyone just wants to enjoy.
Handle on these
Yes!
Yes! Nipples.
Now, Filthy Frank was Joji's main character and is best known for his absurd and sarcastic style of humour and his impersonation on various cultural stereotypes. The majority of content uploaded to TVFilthyFrank would end up being comedy rap songs from Joji's character, the Pink Guy. There was the occasional song involving a ukulele, which showed us a little glimpse of Joji's musical talent with an instrument, as well as being very gifted with the flute. More and more comedy rap videos came, and eventually a free downloadable album entitled Pink Guy was made available. Alongside the release, Joji announced his first album.
Oh yeah, and his album's coming out later this summer.
However, he subtly cancelled the project until he actually began releasing music under the name Pink Omega. 2 songs were released, one called Dumplings on the 4th of June in 2015, and another one called We Fall Again on the 28th of August 2015. All of a sudden, if you listen to these songs, the sound that we know Joji for was rearing its head in We Fall Again. The song We Fall Again has remnants of the sound and style that we can hear in Ballads 1. The sound hasn't evolved yet, but it shows that kind of chilled out, echoey, gritty, simplistic background beat, which is accompanied by sort of a soft, dreamy vocal that we didn't actually know that Joji was able to produce. These songs went fairly unnoticed, and it wasn't until late 2015 that Joji released 2 songs, one called Tom and the other one called You Suck Charlie. These were released under a false alias on SoundCloud, but it quickly leaked that the user was actually Joji. This prompted Joji in January 2016 to publicly announce on his Instagram account that he was releasing a full-length commercial project titled Chloe Burbank Volume 1. The album was really chilled out, and it showed us a lot about Joji's musical abilities, including his piano instrumentals, his vocal ability, the occasional ukulele tune to accompany his songs. 2 of the songs were sampled from the band Daughter, and another one using the Notorious B.I.G.'s lyrics. The Filthy Frank channel continued to grow in subscribers, and more crazy videos were uploaded. But quietly, on the 4th of January in 2017, the album Pink Season was released, and it went to number 1 on the US comedy charts. Shortly before this, Joji had signed for the Asian record label 88 Rising. They'd started to upload some of the Pink Guy's music videos to their YouTube channel, and eventually the moniker Joji had stuck, and 3 songs from his up-and-coming EP In Tongues were released on 88 Rising's YouTube channel.
So this is the afterlife, huh?
At this point, over the next 9 months, the uploads to Filthy Frank's YouTube channel began to slow down and become less frequent, and the final time we saw Filthy Frank was on the 27th of September 2017, and the fans got to say their goodbyes.
Don't let them have it! It's happening! Here we go! Mama! 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 Franco!
Joji really struck a chord with his fan base. We know that from the start he was a young kid in college just having a laugh with his friends, and that gradually grew beyond his expectations. Now YouTube gives a lot of people hope because we feel like we're connected to the ones that we're watching, because we feel that they're ordinary people just like us that have been able to find fame outside of Hollywood. Most YouTubers, as we've watched them grow and their channels grow, we've seen their wealth expand, we've seen their new houses, we've seen their new sports cars. But with Joji, we never saw any of this. He still seemed to live in a little messy apartment, he never showed off, and that was where the connection was made. He was like me and you. The fact that most of his videos were demonetized may have pushed him out sooner, but he did finish on top, and a lot of people will consider him as the greatest YouTuber of all time. His first EP, In Tongues, had some really experimental songs. They're very simplistic in the beat, and they're complemented greatly by his really unknown yet quite sweet and monotone vocals, which have no doubt been improved year after year by putting on the raspy Filthy Frank voice. Ballads 1, when I first listened to it, was a real shock, simply because of how good it was. I felt jealous at first that someone that I thought didn't have any talent and just did ridiculous shock comedy things for his channel could make this. Yet all the years I've been watching him, where was this musical skill hiding? But the reality is, after a small bit of research and rewatching all of the old content and listening to his first steps into music, the signs are there. Joji was, without a doubt, a genius from the start. Musically, he's very talented, and he has evolved as an artist greatly, and Ballads 1 is a testament to that. Everything on this album has a very vintage, smooth sound, and this is what makes it special in my opinion. The music industry these days is dominated by songs about drugs and guns. You have bands that are catered for 13-year-old girls to make as much money as possible. But this is a real wake-up that music can be sung without having to reference these things in a constantly obscene manner. And it's great to have an Asian artist as well throwing some serious punches, because we should be celebrating that sort of diversity. And I don't say that just because he's Asian, but I say it because his music is genuinely good. So to conclude, I think it's time to stop comparing and connecting Filthy Frank and Joji. Frank has gone and he will live in our memory, but Joji's the new guy, and it's time to subscribe to his music and give that a thumbs up, because if he does keep making music like this, he will be, I hope, one of the biggest music stars within the next 5 years. So thanks for watching, and please don't subscribe because I probably won't make one of these videos again.